Welcome to today's stretch class. So this is great to do in the morning, in the evening, or after a workout session, or even just doing just because, like I said, stretching is great. Now, we're going to start coming down. So this is all about the hip today, working through that hip. So just come onto your knees and you're going to step your left foot forward. And with stepping that left foot forward, we're going to bring the hands onto the inside of that foot. Now you can come up onto your fingertips, give you a bit more space, or you can come up flat onto your hands. You want to let the hips fall forward. So even having a quick glance, making sure your hips are falling forward and you're not pushing back. You'll have that tendency of wanting to push back because the hips are tight. So just coming into this position, and you can even maybe slightly extend that back knee a bit and just hold here. Nice big deep breaths. Now we can intensify this a bit more, which is when you push the hip back a little bit to catch a hold of that back foot. Then you let the hips come forward again. Now this is quite intense, so we want to make sure we have good breath control. So still breathing in and out through the nose. And breathing in for 5. Do your balance breathing and out for 5. Or if it's really intense, doing the down regulating. So extending that exhale. One more breath. Now if you're catching the foot, you're going to release it, but control it down. Then we're going to come up, and this time we're going to do a 90-90. So back knee is at 90, so hip and knee, front ankle and knee in line. Now we want to tuck the tailbone and squeeze that glute. Then you're going to reach that right arm over and fold to that left side. So whatever side that you've got that knee in front, hopefully the left. And keep tucking the tailbone. So now you're going to feel that beautiful opening through that side body. Breathing into it. One more breath. And then we're going to come up. You're going to tuck the back right leg behind the left. Okay? Now from here you can either, depending on how tight your hips are, you can either have the foot onto the ground, onto the shin, or onto the knee. I'm going to go for the shin for myself today. From here, we're going to reach up, look up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, you're going to fold from here, coming down. Some of you might be only catching a hold of here. You might have your hands here, but we want to try to hinge from the hips, walking the hands out. Maybe if you're able to bring the forearms to the ground, you want to push them into your shins, lifting the chest. So you're getting deeper into that hip flexor. A few more breaths here. Now you always have the option of putting pause if you want to hold a little bit longer. Now from here, if that left shin is the one that's stacked on top, you're going to take the right hand on top of that left leg. You're going to reach the left arm over and you're going to fold. Now where we look is going to make a big difference. We want to look up towards the ceiling as we create this C shape. So we're stretching here through that side body. So we're getting into the hips, but we're also stretching that side body, which will help relieve the lower back. And then we're going to inhale. You're going to come up, reach the hand behind you, extend and rotate, looking over that back shoulder. Taking some big deep breaths. Now with that back hand, you want to go across the back. It's not about leaning back, reaching back, but it's about crossing the back and using that hand to help with the twist. That right hand onto that left knee. Inhale, exhale, untwist. Let's go to the other side. Now we're going to step that right foot forward, Bring the hands onto the inside of the foot, letting the hips come forward. So remember, you can come up onto the fingertips. This actually allows to create a bit more space, letting those hips come forward. And we want to make sure that the hands aren't behind that front foot, because then we kind of tend to push the hips back. So think about reaching forward. Let those hips come forward. Feel that beautiful opening through that front hip flexor. And just allow yourself to settle there. Breathing big, deep breaths. One more. Now, here's the option where you can reach back, catch a hold of that back foot, then come through forward, letting those hips come forward. Again, that's a little bit more intense. Now, no worries if you can't catch hold of the foot. That's okay. Eventually, once that front hip flexor starts to release and open up, you will be able to. Nice, big, deep breath. One more. Now, if you're catching a hold of the foot, release it and control it back down. Good job. Now we're going to come up, creating that 90-90 with that front knee and the back knee. From here, we're tucking the tailbone, you're squeezing the glutes. This time we're going to reach the left arm over as we fold over the right, and then we look up towards the ceiling. So remember, we're looking up towards the ceiling. Keep tucking the tailbone. One more big deep breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release the arm down. Now you're going to grab that back left leg, tuck it behind the right as you sit in a cross-legged. So ideally we want the feet across, so you're crossing out the calves. So either the foot on the ground, on the shin, or the knee. I'm going to do the shin again. It just feels right for me today. We lift up, look up toward the ceiling, we hinge. So maybe the hands might be just coming onto the knees, because that's where you are. You're slightly leaning forward or reaching back. Again here, walking the hands out. And if you can bring the forearms onto the ground, push the elbows into the knee, into the shins, and lift the chest forward. So you should feel that through that right hip if that right leg is on top of the left. Breathing here, connecting. Loving this, because as we release the hip, this will help release a bit of the back. So this time with the right leg on top in front, you're going to take the left hand on top of that right knee. Right arm goes over and we fold. Now what we want to do here is you can push down onto that knee with the hand and we look up towards the ceiling. Again, a bit of that side bend. So we open up the side body. That'll help open up the hip, will help create a bit more relief in the back. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Now we're going to come into our twist, our last one. Reach across behind you, push into the knee, and then look over the back shoulder. Remember that hand behind you. You're rotating the fingers away, and you're taking it across the back. Inhale, exhale, untwist. That's us for this session today. You can do some other ones if you want a bit of a longer stretch session. Otherwise, even just doing little snippets like this every day is going to make such a big difference. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you next time.